people inviting us all to this party. I myself personally, and I know my Florida friends, we really want to make sure that we don't do anything to antagonize those 4 people. They really will come back and haunt us for our entire lives until eternity. So we wanted to make sure that you did this again. And a lot of you don't really know that Leo, you might think he's really a patient man, but we've seen him, totally the opposite throughout these years. And I found out, I thought that maybe it was just a trait that became one of his in later life. But actually, he's been this way his whole entire life. And to the extent that in 1944, 65 years ago today, the country was in the middle of a war. He couldn't wait to get laid to Marian, and he knew there was no way this was going to take place without that ring on her finger and a ceremony. So, he just knew. So being the impatient soul that he is and was, they got married 65 years ago today in her sister Frida's backyard, right? Okay, everybody, okay? And of course the children and the grandchildren weren't here. Leo would have maybe liked that, but they weren't. And really and truly, he couldn't wait. And they got married in the middle of the war, and then they were able to spend 2 weeks together in Baltimore. And after the 2 weeks in Baltimore, he had to go to officers' candidate school. And then, of course, by then, Marian got pregnant right away. He didn't get to see her for a year and a half. At that time, Paul was already born and 6 months old. So you can see I'm only bringing up a little history that I thought was very important for those of you that thought Leo was a very patient and understanding person. I wanted you to really understand the extent of that. And Marian, I have to tell you, and we go a lot of places together and you always look beautiful, but today you look so beautiful and so radiant. And you really do. You look just like a blushing bride. Oy vey. And I'm really sure that one of the reasons for that glow that you have is due to your hot-blooded man here, Leo. Well, maybe not so hot-blooded after all the years, Leo. So because of that, I'll tell you what I did for you. Hold on. I didn't want you to keep that romance going like you had 65 years ago. So I know that, Marian, every so often you complain about headaches. So I have for you some aspirin so that you can take the aspirin, and then when your headaches are gone, I have for Leo some Viagra. And with Leo, being that it's 65 years ago, we figured the Viagra might not do the trick. So I'm giving you some of that extends, which helps to make that certain part of the male body a little bigger. So we figure we can cut everything covered here. Yeah, these are what, So we figured after the aspirin, the Viagra will kick in, the extent you'll be fine again for another 65 years. We've gone on a lot of vacations together, and I know that Marian really isn't thrilled. We did get her to go on a cruise with all of us, and we love to cruise, all your friends, but we couldn't really get her to go on more than one cruise. She really doesn't like cruising, and she told me the reason that I think that she relates not well with cruising is she really compared her marriage to you like a cruise. And she told me that, some days the seas were very serene and calm, but other days they were very stormy and rough, and, she wanted to throw you overboard, and she felt like throwing up right over the side there. So that's really the real reason why Marian told me she really, doesn't like to cruise. And I will tell you that, truthfully, in not making a lot of jokes, that here we are really in the year 2009. And even in the year 2009, there really doesn't seem to be many more things that really symbolize this wonderful union of marriage, or people, they're still doing it after all these years. And there doesn't seem to be anything so complete as bringing together two individual people into this holy estate of matrimony. And at this time, one second, I'm going to give you each a candle. We had a little wind problem, so we'll see how good we can do with this. That's what I meant. Let me get one to you. Careful. And one for your bride. Not near the veil. And that's all right. What I feel, I like to bring candles into a ceremony because to me, the candles do symbolize each of you as an individual. And I want you to bring the two candles together and bring the flames touching one another. And I feel that as you notice how the flames grow brighter and stronger, this is how your love for one another has grown brighter and stronger over all these 65 years. That's just to show everyone. We thank you. Let me get this. Okay, hold on. Let's just do a little. Marian, everyone knows, is a wonderful author and a wonderful poet. And she did something that was really beautiful. I'm going to have her stand in a moment and have Leo stand. Marian wrote the lyrics to a beautiful song telling about how she feels for her love for Leo. And we're honored to have with us today a wonderful singer, Miss Josie O'Donnell, who's going to sing this song. But Marian and Leo, I want you to stand up, hold hands, look at each other as we hear this beautiful song being sung for you.
It all seems so much different now. Our days are tranquil and calm. We live our lives more leisurely, like a softly swaying palm. He looks at me and I at him. The years have dimmed our sight. We still see each other young, and our world is filled with light. For life is better as we're growing old. No need to scrap and scold. Love is different, deeper, more complete. We've stumbled and tumbled and landed on our feet. He holds my hand and I squeeze his. The message comes through. He's telling me in senior speak, I love you so much, dear. So weather your troubles together, share each other's cares. Open your heart each day to him for a lifelong love affair. Yes, open your heart each day to him for a long life.
That was beautiful. Now I can have you actually stand. Can you stand for another few minutes? Okay. All right. That really was beautiful. We thank you, Josie, and again, Marian, and absolutely from the heart, everyone felt that. So we can make jokes, but that was really beautiful. I'm now going to ask you to partake of the wine. See, I had forgotten the wine, and when I motioned to the wonderful people here at the Toledo Zoo to bring me the glass of wine, I knew some of the non-Jewish guests thought that I was going to be taking a few drinks back there. But no, I really want you to partake of this wine. And I want you to just, that's okay, I'll hold it for a minute. wine is actually a symbol